Hi everyone, good evening. I welcome you all to the next episode of Question Answers series. So, whatever that I've gained in my life, whatever the knowledge I've explored, whatever the information I've gathered, so it helped me so much in molding my life to a better extent. So every time I had a problem, every time I had a disturbance, initially I did not know how to handle it. So all I had was worry in the first step, then disappointment, discouragement, and that used to get into a kind of fear, doubt, uh, that used to make me more and more worried and more disturbed. During that time, I did not know a way out. I really did not have a kind of solution for that. I used to think that it is pretty normal in everyone's life and everyone will be suffering in the same manner. But a time came in my life wherein there is only one option for me. I have to resolve it. Otherwise, I can't keep myself in balance. It was like very difficult to handle. So I was having sleepless nights. Continue, Alvikash. So updation of knowledge from my side slowly started making me feel better. I could resolve some of the problems. I could feel better. And the first advantage what I've got at that time, I could not realize at that time, but now I could understand what gave me relief at that time. When I really had something which is really challenging me, troubling me so much, how could I get relief by just exposing myself for different information, going through books, reading some content? What really helped me out, okay, I did not understand at that time. But now I have a clarity. Actually, as I was feeding some new information to my mind started thinking about that information. So when my mind started thinking about this information, slowly the previous information, okay, did not have that much importance. See, probably if you are in a particular place, suppose you went to your school, you will have all the memories of your school. You'll remember your friends, you'll remember your classmates, your teachers, the incidents that happened in your school. But probably, suppose let us say that you have completed your school education 4-5 years back and you are not in your school, you are in a job profile, okay, working for an organization. You may not remember or recollect your school at all. You may not have a chance wherein you will recollect all the thoughts, okay, that are related to your school. But once you are in the platform of a school, or at least you are in the gathering of people who were your classmates, then your mind starts thinking about all that. So there I realized that everything that reaches our mind is going to think about it. So when new information is passed into the mind, automatically mind will start thinking about it. If that information is new, automatically that drives a good feeling within us. See, when I heard the statement going through the book Leadership Wisdom of Robin Sharma, there was a statement something like this: you are thousands of times more powerful than what you think you are. So when I read this statement, you are thousands of times more powerful than what you think you are, I think I just closed the book and started thinking about it. So people are saying that we are thousands of times more powerful than what we think we are. So how is it possible? How is it possible that we are thousands of times more powerful than what we think we are? Probably we may get advanced in our life, we may grow in maturity, and we may become something. Let's say Prime Minister Narendra Modi right now is holding the highest position, that probably the president is the highest position. Let us consider the second highest position what this country can offer. But still, he is thousands of times more powerful than what he is thinking about himself today. And right now he is playing the role of a prime minister, but still he can play a role which is thousands of times more powerful than it. So in the process, when I realized that it's all the magic of our thinking, then I started slowly changing my attitude. I realized at that time I did not know what was making me free. At that time I did not know why I was feeling better by just going through new content, going through new books, listening to audios, exposing myself continuously with some positive information. But after 2-3 years of work like that, reading books, listening to a lot of information, slowly I started understanding things, what is what. And later I started implementing those principles, what I've learned in reality. So once I started implementing those principles, I faced a lot of challenges because everything I learned was a test for me. And in the process, I used to fail and I used to suffer. So worry has become a common concept again for me, facing challenges. So whatever the information is told, that must be implemented. When it is implemented alone, things go great. Probably in the previous days, I was a kind of guy that I never used to implement things which are tough for me, which are creating inconvenience for me. But at this moment, I started implementing everything that reached my mind. I tried following the greatest principles, what the great people have told through their books and audios. And in the process, I faced challenges. And slowly, I could bring a kind of balance into my life. Once I brought a kind of balance into my life, I slowly started understanding what is happening in my life. So I think what has happened in my life must be the same with you. Right now, you may be encountering minor problems, simple challenges, which will be getting resolved in a day or 2 or 3 or 4 days time. But a day may come in your life wherein it doesn't happen so. So you cannot resolve the challenges what you are facing. In that particular situation, I suggest you the only way out is get into the habit of feeding your mind with positive information. Read good books, listen to good information. Start motivating yourself with this positive information. Once you reach this information into your mind, automatically your mind starts thinking about it. So once your mind starts thinking about it, okay, you have some fresh thoughts, fresh thinking, instead of unnecessary things which are troubling you and worrying you. And then slowly you will understand what's happening in your life. The biggest challenge what you have to encounter in your life is this, friends. If you know why everything is happening, if you know the reason for it, then I think life is a comfortable journey. But if you are not knowing why everything that is happening in your life is happening, and everything is an accident for you, you don't know why worry is coming, why disturbance is coming, why negative thoughts, why some kind of irritation, frustration, disappointment, doubt, lack of belief, like not able to make money, things are not going the way you want. All these negative circumstances, when you influence in your life, then life slowly becomes a very dull journey. Wherein we don't feel like leading it comfortably. We don't feel excited. We don't feel enthusiastic. We don't feel like doing anything. We don't feel like creating anything. Probably you'll say, we'll stay like that. We cannot stay like that, because if we don't do something wonderful today, if we don't create something wonderful today, we will not have future. So in order to create our future, in order to exist in the future, the only option all of us have is, so we have to create it through the work what we are doing now. Our actions today, okay, will create our future. So if we have to see, or if we have to experience something wonderful in future, we have to work for it now. All the people who have worked in the past must be celebrating the joy of the returns what they get out of the work what they have done in the past. So we can't keep quiet, we can't keep worrying. All the time we spend on worry, all the time we spend on disturbance, all the time we spend on like doubt or fear or any kind of worry, any kind of crying, disappointment, whatever it is, it's not going to end up in any kind of good future. If at all, if you have to create something good, if you have to experience good future in our life, we have to work on it enough. And for that, I think, okay, the only solution is we have to encounter every challenge what we are facing today. We have to overcome it. There is no alternate. We cannot escape from overcoming the worry what we are experiencing today. And you may not know why you are getting worried. That's the reason why I'm just telling you that expose yourself to some positive information. Read some good books. Listen to some good content, okay? Then automatically your thinking changes. And slowly, okay, you will understand why everything is happening. Okay? All the best. So enhance your maturity. Let this session help you so much in promoting your awareness. Let the experience what I've got become useful for you in making your life a happy journey. It must be a happy journey. See, it cannot be a collection of worries and disappointments, right? Because we can't create our future. So with the worry what we are experiencing today, we are not supposed to create a bad future, right? It's like if we don't construct a comfortable house, we can't live in that comfortably. The same thing is this. If at all, if you don't have a house, okay, it's a complete insecure life. So we have to construct a beautiful house, the bigger, the spacious, the wonderful, the gracious look what it has makes us live wonderfully in that. So we have to create our future through the effort what we are putting today. In order to put our effort, we have to be happy and keep working on that. Okay? All the best, friends. So let me start up with my questions. Varalakshmi. Good evening, Varalakshmi. Thanks for your question. So what is meditation? It's a very simple concept which you need to understand, Varalakshmi, okay? Don't complicate it, because lot of people speak about these terminologies. Everyone says, okay, so this is meditation, that is meditation, you focus on this, you focus on that, you look at a point, keep your eyes closed, okay, sit like that, make yourself, okay, absent-minded. Lot of things, okay, will be there. But let me tell you what exactly happens inside and what is the help that meditation is going to create for you. See, when you put your mind into work, it keeps thinking. When it keeps thinking, okay, it always picks up, okay, the thoughts based on the feelings what you have within you. Suppose if you are having a good feel, then your mind is going to think something good. But most of the times we will not be in a good feel, because wonderful things don't happen in our life. Exciting things don't happen in our life. So most of the times we will not be experiencing or we will not be encountering something wonderful. So there will be some kind of fear, there will be some kind of doubt, there will be some kind of disappointment, discouragement within us. So as we have disappointment, discouragement, worry, fear, doubt within us, along with other negative emotions, automatically our mind understands only our feeling. So as our feeling is negative, not much excited. See, like, did you ever feel, Varalakshmi, as if you want to dance? Okay, forgetting about this world. So let's understand that, let's imagine that you're walking on a road and suddenly you felt like dancing on the road, forgetting about what others think. So you are in a crowd and you forgot about the entire crowd and you wanted to sing. Okay, so if you are having some moments wherein you wanted to hug people you love, you wanted to share, okay, something good with them, you wanted to sit and chat for hours together, okay, you wanted to jump and joy, you wanted to celebrate some kind of parties. So are you feeling that excitement within you? If at all, if you are feeling, for how much time you are feeling? Probably someone has to push you, okay, to do a dance or to sing a song or to crack a joke or to share some communication. If someone comes and occupies us, then we'll think about it. because we are not having that enthusiasm within us. We are not having that excitement within us, because most of our experiences will be disappointment, shoutings, okay? So that will drive worry and all in ourselves. So as our feel is not much positive, negative, our mind starts thinking that if the feel is positive, the mind starts thinking that this fellow wants a positive time. So the mind starts thinking about positive thoughts that conspired in your life. What all have happened in your life in the past positively, okay, it will start recollecting all that. But when your feel is negative, automatically your mind starts thinking that you want worry in your life. So it tries to create thoughts, okay, which will create worry for you. And now, as your feel is positive, your mind thinks about positive thoughts. As your feel is negative, your mind thinks about negative thoughts. And most of the times, as I told you, our feel will be a kind of disappointment or discouragement. So most of the times our mind will be thinking about negative thoughts. It's like probably something peers into your foot when you're walking on the road. A nail peers into your foot, okay? A thorn pierces into your foot, I suppose. You will have pain for one time. And once you take it off, okay, you may experience pain for some time and then it gets lost. But thought is not like that. So only one thorn. It pierces only once, but the pain for it will be lots of times. Every time you think about it, you will experience pain. And that is the biggest problem with thinking. Probably external source, someone slapped you. You will experience pain. That will be there for a short while and that is lost. But mind is not like that. If at all, if a negative thought comes up in the mind, and that negative thought will punish you again and again, again and again. You have to experience worry again and again, pain again and again. That is the biggest challenge with things. So we cannot allow our mind to experience negative thoughts. We have to put it in a positive state always. I hope you are understanding this. So, but when you are active, when you are looking at something in this world, when you are listening to something in this world, okay, when you are reading something or when you are watching something, something or the other enters into your mind. Right now I am talking something to you and your mind is receiving this information and thoughts are conspiring in your mind. Your mind is giving you a kind of thinking process which is making you feel that yes, what sir is telling is right. You are imagining all this, you are understanding all this, you are trying to get a clarity about all this, Varalakshmi. Isn't it? Think about it. So once you are open with your eyes or ears, automatically what happens is something or the other keeps entering into your mind and everything will have a connectivity, right? So let's say that, okay, there is a friend of you by name Sunita. So you hate Sunita because she has been your competitor. She studies far better than you. She looks better than you. She's tall, she's fair, okay? And she's appreciated most of the people most of the times. And Sunita happened to experience something, experience a success in her life. So when this information reaches you, automatically, when you listen about this, your mind starts thinking about all the disappointments what you have experienced because of Sunita. And as we are not able to succeed in comparison with others, automatically what happens? We are in a state of disappointment. So this develops selfishness within us. This develops jealousy within us. And this also develops greed within us, wherein we want to become successful instantly. And this selfishness, this jealousy and this greed makes us take wrong decisions. And in the process, as you have listened about Sunita's success, that troubles you so much, that disturbs you so much. Now what you do, you call someone who is also an enemy of Sunita and start narrating all these incidences. Now what's happening? One thorn, but that is piercing into you and causing pain for so many times. I hope you are understanding. Let us imagine that, okay, you did not listen about the success of Sunita. Nothing reached your ears. You didn't see it. You didn't read it. You didn't watch it. Now, is there a chance of your mind thinking about it? Is there a chance of your mind experiencing worry about it? No, right? So exactly, meditation is a state wherein you keep your eyes closed, you keep your ears closed. You will not take any information into your mind. So as you do not take information into your mind from external sources, that is the sense organs, automatically what happens is, based on the feel what you carry within yourself, your mind starts thinking. Slowly after some days, what happens is, as the feel slowly changes, because unnecessary stuff is not being dumped into your mind for an hour or two. Sometimes people sit for 5 to 6 hours. Sometimes people sit for 12 hours at a stretch. So in the process, what's happening? Unnecessary stuff is not being dumped into your mind, and unnecessary thoughts are not being experienced within you. So now you are in a state wherein you definitely don't need to worry for that. You are having a kind of peace. So let us say that you are putting 100 thoughts into your mind. As you started keeping calm for 1 hour, 2 hours or 3 hours, this will reduce to at least 60. So when 40% of the thoughts get reduced, okay, you're 40% peaceful, at least. This drives something better. So in this state, what happens is, slowly the feel within you changes, and slowly when you close your eyes or when you close your ears and sit in a particular, I don't say close your ears, automatically you'll sit in a calm place wherein you'll not expose yourself for listening anything, because your focus is not on that. In that particular state, automatically what happens is, so you will not have a cluster of thoughts, okay, which will be troubling you. That gets reduced, and the feel slowly changes. So the thoughts slowly changes. In that state, you will slowly come to a state wherein no thought reaches your mind. When no thought reaches your mind, no emotion, right? Because thought drives emotion. So if the thought is positive, exciting emotion. If the thought is negative, that is going to attract negative emotion. And that is where all the problem is. Negative emotion attracts negative circumstances. Negative circumstances create negative future. So automatically what happens, as you're keeping your mind calm, okay, your feel turns positive, your thoughts turns positive, and automatically what happens is, okay, you will be reducing your negative emotional state. Once your negative emotional state gets reduced, automatically what is happening, negative circumstances being attracted into your life gets reduced, and negative future gets reduced. So you feel something better. So instead of making your mind to think about unnecessary things and make you worry about the same thing again and again, you can be in a state of meditation. So it's a state wherein you will not allow your mind to think about anything. But for this, you don't need to sit in a calm place, close your ears, okay? Close your eyes and all. You can even try it like this. Start observing your thinking. How is your mind thinking about something? So do you want it or not? Just think about it. So if that is not needed, just to say, no, I don't want it. See, whatever that you want, okay, let your mind think. For example, tomorrow you have an exam. It's a physics exam. So you can make your mind to think about the physics subject continuously. That's going to benefit you. So in the process, mind will somehow come up with something else. So observe your mind. So whenever it is coming up with another unnecessary conversation, unnecessary thinking, immediately stop it, divert it into something else. Focus on what you want. Make your mind to think about something which is useful always. So then slowly the unnecessary information gets faded out. See, the challenge is something like this, if you can understand. Every time you think about something that is unnecessary in your life, it's like watering a plant. So when you water a plant, it grows, right? If you don't water it, it dies. The same thing is with a thought. Every time you're recollecting it, every time you're experiencing worry and pain because of it, you're giving life for it. So better don't do that. So if you can watch your thoughts, how your mind is thinking, what your mind is thinking. Is it thinking about something sensible? Okay, that is needed for you. If not, make your mind to think about something sensible. what you really want. So you do this exercise continuously, then you will be in a state of meditation always. I don't sit in a calm state, getting up early in the morning and all, but I make my mind to work on what exactly I want. So I don't give my mind scope for thinking about unnecessary things. When I'm not giving scope for my mind to think about unnecessary things, okay, most of the time I experience peace. Okay, you can try this, Vijay Lakshmi. All the best. Okay, keep your mind calm. It's just like, see, you have taken a glass, you've put some mud in that. You have taken a glass of water and you have put some mud in that. See, if you are continuously churning it, okay, you can never see the dust particles getting settled down. But if you can keep the glass aside calm for a day or so, okay, every particle gets settled. And now you can see transparent, pure, plain water. And that's how your mind becomes. Okay, not allowing it to think on unnecessary things. So it gets into a state of peace. And that is the glory of experiencing happiness. Hope you've got some clarity on that. Okay. Vijay Lakshmi, okay. All the best. Take care of that. Pyari, good evening, bro, okay. Your question is, what is the difference between soul and mind? See, I'm not very sure about what soul is because I never tried to do a lot of research on that. Okay. Soul is, and what I understood till now, it's like the real me that is there within me is my soul. The imaginary life, what I am creating in my mind through my thinking, all nonsensical thinking, okay, is not a reality. What is reality is the inner life that is there within me, and that is a soul. So rest of all the things are the imaginary aspects. See, exactly we don't know anything. So what we know is what we experienced in life. And there also, whatever we are experiencing, we are understanding it based on the maturity what we have, based on the information what we have. If you are not having any kind of information, if you are not having any kind of maturity about it, you do not understand anything in that. So all the life that we are experiencing today is just a make-up story that we are doing it through our thinking, and we are experiencing that make-up story in reality. So which is not a reality, it's just an illusion. If you can understand this, so you feel that if you ask a question to Venu, he would give a clarity about it. Okay, now this is your thought process. So I take up a question from you and I try to answer you something regarding that question. When I try to answer you something, okay, your thought which is something now, let's say which is X, may change to Y, may change to Z. But whether it is real or not, nobody knows. See, my son was recently asking me a question, okay. See, you say this universe and everything is created by God. Then who created God? So there must be someone who has created God. See, we say the earth and all came from the sun. Then who created sun? So at some point we have to accept our ignorance. So all the thought process what we are experiencing in the process, okay, is we cannot definitely say that, okay, we are just making an imaginary perception of it in order to handle our life comfortably and move on. But in most of the cases, we don't know exactly what's happening. So we don't know anything about rebirth. We don't know anything about reincarnation. And the same thing is with soul force, okay? What is exactly there within us? But there is something within us. That is for sure. So that is a reality. And we don't know that reality. We are asked to experience life through our mind. So mind is a thinking organ. Probably its ability is to think. As it thinks, it makes you experience life. That is, that gets connected with the emotions and it makes you to experience the life. I hope you're understanding, Pyari, okay? So, soul exactly is the real you that is there within you. And that is real. And we have to experience that reality. We will experience that reality when you just clean up our mind totally with all this unnecessary thinking. Probably, as all the great people said. But mind is a thinking, okay, organ. I can't call it as an organ. It's a thinking space. It's a thinking space which is allowing us to think, imagine, has some memory, and through this, okay, we are giving an experience of life for ourselves. So our mind is making us to experience life based on memory, imagination, and thinking. So that experience is just our creation. It's all our creation. A fellow who never went to school doesn't know anything about Pythagoras theorem or algebra, geometry, all these things. He doesn't know much about physics, trigonometry, even angle of banking, rotatory motion, planetary motion. So heat, all these things he doesn't know and he can't imagine anything about it. Okay, they'll be merely sounds which makes no sense for him because he did not have idea about that. The same thing is with your mind. If something is not there in your mind, automatically it cannot think about it. So mind is a thinking organ which works with memory, imagination, and makes us experience our life. Probably right now, let us first handle how the mind works and what we can really do with the mind. And in the process, we will climb the first step of achievement. Once we'll come to know more about mind, okay, we will be in a position to handle mind comfortably. Then slowly, I suppose, the soul force comes into experience. I'm not still experienced in that. So you first handle your mind to greatness. And I think by that time I'll experience what soul is and I can guide you wonderfully. Okay? Thanks for this question, Pyari. Thank you so much. So what is the purpose of human life? Pallavi, good evening. So every time you are getting the question, what is the purpose of human life? Probably you are at crossroads. So you are at a kind of, a bit of unhappiness. So wherein life is not happening the way the way you really want it. Or you must be in a very excited state. In that situations only we will start thinking, what is the purpose of life? See, probably if I ask you what is the purpose of a football, what will be your answer, Pallavi? It's just given to you to play. Definitely not to put it in a showcase. So it's given to play. The better you know to play with football, the better the experience you'll have in playing with football. So you must learn how to use that football to the best extent. In the sense, how you kick it, how you handle it, how you pass it, how you direct it to the direction what you want, how you position it. So all these things you have to learn. The more and more you learn to play with football, the better and better experiences you'll experience. Probably in the process you'll become a football player, then you'll become a state player, national player, international player. You will get fame, name, recognition. Every time you play with the football, you feel proud of yourself. Experiencing goals in your life makes you an excited personality. So, if at all, if you are not playing anything with this football, you just saw a football and you kept it aside, then where is the chance of you experiencing all this with that football? Not gaining expertise over using how a football is used. You will not have all this experience. Exactly. Imagine that the life that is given to you is like a football. the more and more you learn to use this life force, the better and better experience you will have. So if you say, I don't want any experience, then you don't need to make use of this life at all. That's all. So if you don't want to make use of this life to any extent, what is that you are going to do with this football? Anyway, the football is invented. It is there. You can't just put it in a showcase. Because that doesn't serve the purpose. Every time you look at the football, will you feel great? So we can also put ourselves in a showcase. When we don't try to experience anything in life, we don't learn anything, we don't expertise in anything, we don't exhibit that expertise. So we can put ourselves in a showcase. Secure, no taking any risks, not updating knowledge, not developing any kind of skill, no learning. In that state, okay, we can become a football that is kept in a showcase. But every time you look at a football in a showcase, you'll understand only one thing, that is not being, the purpose is not being served. If at all, if there is someone who has created a football, looks at the football which is kept in a showcase, will he feel excited? The person who created the football will feel excited, will feel wonderful if that football is used the best. So probably if we consider that we are a football and the one who created that football is God, and he definitely doesn't like to see us in a showcase, but he wants us to learn, expertise in something, experience in something, glow, grow, and create a life which will be astonishing. So at least when you kick 10 balls, okay, powerfully, you're going to have a kind of enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is a kind of feeling, okay, which brings celebration. So we need to turn enthusiastic. We need to turn energetic. We need to have some kind of positive thought process running within ourselves. Happy emotions are really wonderful to experience. And we have to undergo that happy emotions in life. And for that, we have to learn and we have to have changes happening in our life. If not, okay, I think we will not experience life. See, probably you're working on developing some course. So through that, you've got some job. So once you settle in that job and receive some salary, the work what you do is going to pay you something at the end of the month. And that makes you feel excited. See, my work, this is worth this much. Probably your work is driving you 50,000 rupees or 1 lakh rupees a month, okay? So you will calculate your work in terms of money and you feel excited. And if you are not able to learn this course and if you are not able to experience that work and through that you are not able to make any money, okay, then you will not have this excitement. You will not have this value. You will not feel good about yourself. So life is all about increasing it in experiences, making it more and more happy, more and more peaceful, more and more celebrating. And it all happens through what you learn, what you expertise, and how best you do it. And by doing it, probably at 50 or 60, you will have a lot of wonderful memories, lot of exciting things, okay? Then you will start dropping all this. You leave all this, make your mind empty and experience calmness, experience peace and happiness in that calmness. Probably the purpose of life, if I have to put it in a very simple terms, I can say that just make the life that is given to you a celebrating one. And how can you make it celebrating? See, if you really want to do something and that is to be done, you have to get expertised in that. Otherwise, you can't do it right. Try it, Pallavi, that's it. Make your life interesting. So, thank you, Pallavi, for that. Dheeraj, good evening, men. What is positive and negative? Opposite terminals. See, like in our language, we consider something which is good as positive and something which is not right as negative. or take it in good terms, okay, because people said that there is nothing like good or bad. It's our thinking that makes it so. So if you are thinking in a manner that's going to put you in a comfortable space, then automatically that is positive. If you are thinking in a manner that is going to put you in a negative space, that is a disturbance, that which attracts worry, disturbance, irritation, frustration, fear, all these things into your life, okay, that is negative. So exactly saying the way we have to be is positive, the way we shouldn't be is negative. So let me tell you one simple thing, Dheeraj, okay? Do you feel good when you are smiling or when you are worrying? Think about it. So definitely you feel good, okay, when you are smiling. So that's a common sense that is a positive thing. When you are worrying, okay, you're not happy, you're not comfortable. So that is automatically a negative thing. Now what you have to do, you have to increase that happy moment in your life. So how can you increase this happy moment in your life? You have to observe in what situations you are experiencing happiness and what situations are taking your happiness away in your life. So in the process, what you do is you reduce the experiences of worry in your life and you increase the experience of happiness, and your life turns interesting. Everything is something like that. See, for example, initially, every time I used to talk something negative about others, criticize others, like when I used to complain about the negative things of others, there was some kind of happiness that was there within me. And I used to think that, okay, that is needed, and I used to do it so much. But later I realized that, okay, that negative communication about others will develop a kind of hatred within me. That will develop a kind of jealousy within me, arrogance within me, like ego within me. So which are going to create bigger damages in future days. So once I realized that, okay, developing ego, arrogance and hatred is a bigger problem in life, then what I did is I stopped looking into the negative things of people. I stopped communicating about the negative things of people. So slowly my arrogance, my ego and my hatred subsided. It reduced. Now I'm in a positive zone wherein I'm not creating any kind of disturbances. So doing this activity is going to create damage in my life. So not doing that activity is positive. Doing that activity is negative. See, life gives us an option only to love, but never an option to hate. But still, if you hate something, what's happening? Okay, you will experience pain in your life, because hatred always attracts negative thinking, negative feel, negative thinking, negative thoughts, negative emotions, negative circumstances, negative future. So all these are unnecessary. I was just telling for Varalakshmi, I suppose, okay, if a thorn pierces into our leg, we experience pain once. But thought is not like that. One thought, but it will make you think lakhs of times and make you suffer for lakhs of times, which is just senseless. So if you are experiencing worry for once, okay, then it is okay. That's not a problem. But if you are experiencing worry again and again in your mind, okay, for thousands of times, that's a miserable thing, right? So we need to understand that this is a negative thing, because it's not putting us in peace. Because just now Pallavi asked me what is the purpose of life. Then I said that, okay, so if life is like a football, how much expertised you are in using that football, that makes you to stay wonderful with that football. Probably Sachin got expertised in hitting a ball, that's all, nothing else than this, just hitting a ball, a small ball. So he started hitting it. He is an expertised person in hitting it, and by just hitting a ball, okay, wonderfully, he got everything what he wanted. He got name, fame, money, prosperity, luxury, everything what a man desires for, probably he must have got in his life just by learning to hit a ball. So this is also just like that. We are here to work, enhance our skills and become useful to people through that work. And in the process, we make our living a celebration. But if you are not getting expertised in that, okay, automatically we are not going to have this celebration, the experience of happiness. happening in our life. So what we have to do is, everything that is creating a kind of worry for us, everything which is not allowing us to expertise in some particular skill or make us learn something new, so we have to consider that as negative and we have to destroy that, we have to overcome that. See, initially I used to think that someone is troubling me, someone is disturbing me, someone's behavior is disturbing me, someone's communication is disturbing me. Then I started realizing that it is not the behavior of them, it's not the communication of them, but it is the way I am thinking about what they are doing and what they are communicating that is creating worry within me. Once I realized this truth, then I started checking into my thinking, how my mind is thinking in this particular situation. I cannot stop people from behaving in a positive manner in the sense the way I want. I cannot make people to communicate exactly what I want. So it's not possible, because I may make one or two people to do like that, but I cannot make the world to do like this. So in the process, I realized that this is not the change, this is not the place wherein I have to make a change, but I have to make a change within myself. Now what I've done, so I've converted the negative aspect into a positive aspect. That's bringing me happiness and peace. So you have to keep observing in every situation what's bringing happiness and peace into your life. Happiness and peace will drive prosperity into your life. Happiness, peace and prosperity will make your make your life complete. But happiness and peace are there within you, automatically you can create prosperity within your life. But in order to get this, we have to avoid all the things, okay, which are worrying us, which are troubling us in our life. So if you are not an expert in subject, let's say you are not able to read and write English wonderfully, then every time you have to write something, every time you have to read something, every time you have to encounter an exam or something like that, you cannot experience happiness, you cannot experience peace. But if you are an expert in reading, if you are an expert in writing, so every time you have to write, every time you have to read, you feel excited, you feel enthusiastic, because you have mastered this quality. So not knowing to read and write is negative, but developing an ability to read and write wonderfully is positive, because it makes your life enthusiastic, exciting, drives happiness, peace, and in turn prosperity in life. Hope I just got some clarity in your mind about this, Dheeraj, because if at all there is some emergency work, okay, you turn yourself sharp and you try to do it. So create a difference till you go to bed every day. That makes a difference, I found, and then see how your life is today. Okay, yourself, developing yourself, okay. So I hope you can take this idea and resolve your problem comfortably. Start serving you. Develop attachment for you and make your living a wonderful journey, Avinash. Thanks for your beautiful question. Venkatramana. So I hope I have 3 more questions. I'll handle this and then, okay, call up a day for this session so that we can meet again in the next session, okay? So how to develop self-confidence and self-respect, sir? What is self-confidence? Okay, self-confidence is the belief that you have, the strong belief that you have within you to do an activity that you want to do. See, when you have to perform a new activity, your mind does not motivate you saying that you can do it. Probably your mind says that it is not possible for you, you can't do it. So in that state, okay, you're not having confidence on yourself, not having belief to do the work you really want to do. See, you people want to speak in English, but what is stopping you from speaking English? When the other person is speaking to you in English, you are able to understand it. You are able to understand means you know English. But what is the challenge with you is you are not confident enough to express it, because the fear what you carry within you, that if I make a mistake, people will laugh at me. If I'm not doing a right conversation, people will point me out, okay, these thoughts are not allowing you to do an activity. So that is lack of self-confidence. See, I stood here, we did not have any questions, so I just wanted to communicate till we drive some questions, okay, from the students. So I started communicating it. What I communicated was my self-confidence. So if I did not get even one question today, and if I had to complete this session totally communicating about a particular topic, I could have done it. So how I could have done it? Because of self-confidence. Your mother is preparing food because she is confident enough to prepare food. But you are not able to prepare food at home because you are not having that confidence. You did not get that confidence because you never tried cooking. But if you try cooking every day, someday you will develop confidence within yourself that I too can cook. The same thing happens with everything. There is no big deal in that. Hope you are understanding, okay? So self-confidence is all about, okay, your mind telling you that you can do it. And you can do it only by working on it, practicing it. Probably you do 10 things wonderfully, automatically you are getting a chance to do the 11th thing. You develop a belief that I can do this also. So let us put it like this. Now and then we celebrate events in our institute. In that events we will be organizing 30 to 40 games. So let's understand that you played 15 games and in all the games, okay, you succeeded. You won in that. So probably the 16th game when you are playing, you will have a special kind of feeling within yourself that I'm going to win in this also. Because now you have enhanced your self-confidence. And that makes you to try the next. Probably, let us consider you tried a game and you failed in that, next you failed in that, next you failed in that, next you failed in that. Now you don't even feel like trying the other game. Because as your failure creates a kind of disappointment within you that does not allow you to try the next thing. So somehow you have to succeed in that. And how do you succeed in a game? By getting expertised in that, by practicing it, by knowing awareness about it, by gaining a lot of knowledge about it. So once you are aware of it, once you expertise in doing it, automatically you win in that. Once you win in that, you become confident. So work creates confidence. So how much you are working, the amount of your awareness, the way you are working probably drives it. Hope you are understanding. Okay, and self-respect is when you are able to do something good, you're truthful, you're honest, you're keeping up your promises, you're doing the right things, then automatically you enhance your self-respect. If you're not doing the right things, you're not honest, you're not keeping up your promises, you're not truthful, and you're not doing the things which you need to do. So if you're not getting up early in the morning, you're not doing exercise, you're not studying, okay, you're not helping your parents, you're not attending classes. So every time you do something, you're telling a lie, you're cheating someone, okay, you're stealing some money from somebody, you're doing an activity which you are not supposed to do. When you do something which you are not supposed to do, so like blaming others, pointing at others, talking negative about others, okay. So any kind of negative thing, cheating others, deceiving others, then this automatically drops the value that you carry within yourself. But doing the right thing increases the value what you have within yourself. So doing the right thing develops that value within yourself. Once you develop that value, automatically we develop self-respect. That value is itself called as self-respect. So once you enhance the self-respect, the biggest advantage what you get is this. Your mind starts thinking superiorly. When your mind starts thinking superiorly, life is a celebration, right? The biggest challenge of life is your mind is not thinking wonderfully enough. So why it is not thinking wonderfully enough? It is just because of lack of self-respect. So if you can enhance that self-respect, so that is developing value. If you have a wonderful value towards someone, then automatically you respect him the most. The same thing is with you also. If you are having a wonderful value towards yourself, you can enhance your self-respect. Once you enhance your self-respect, your mind thinks wonderfully. When your mind thinks wonderfully, that's a great time to handle. Raidu, good evening, man, okay? Hope you're getting serious with your work. Don't be so serious, but give a good thinking and celebrate, okay, doing everything what you're doing. But stretch your limitations, go bold, break your boundaries, do some risky things. So don't stay hesitated about things. In hesitation, you cannot achieve things, right? Yeah, how to handle our favorites. How to handle when our favorites keep us away, okay? Hey, simple Raidu, try to understand this. Someone is your favorite, but the other person doesn't consider you as a favorite, right? Picking up someone as your favorite is your choice. But the other person considering you as his favorite is his choice. We cannot make his choice, right? So let's say you are my favorite student. So who makes this decision? I make this decision. So as I'm feeling that you are my favorite student, automatically I cannot demand that you too must consider me as a favorite master. Because it's your choice. Probably your aspirations, your likes, okay, your situations, your circumstances may be different, and you may be looking forward for a person, okay, in a different perspective. So I may not be a favorite person for you. So give liberty for the people to choose their favorites and let them be with their favorite. So don't worry that, okay, your favorite person is not there with you. See, one thing you need to understand, life gives you an option wherein everything that you want to experience in this world, you have to develop that connectivity with you only. Don't develop that connectivity with others. Develop that connectivity with yourself. Every time you develop a connectivity with others, you will experience pain. In any manner you get a connectivity with others, okay, you will experience pain. But develop that connectivity with yourself. Enhance yourself, think yourself greatly, and celebrate being with yourself wonderfully. Everything what you want to experience in life, you connect it with yourself. You build that relationship with yourself. Then automatically every time you are with yourself always, okay? When you are with yourself always, you are celebrating every minute. So then there is no problem wherein, okay, you are missing your favorites in life because your favorite is you. You will never miss yourself, right? There is no chance you can miss yourself. So someone else can make you miss yourself. If that someone else is not there in picture, then things will change. But when you get connected with others, because their likes, their dislikes, their choices, their options, their circumstances, their situations, the way they are grown up or something different, they'll have their own choices, they'll have their own options, okay? We cannot demand their choices or options. If at all, if we try to demand their options or choices to be like this, so in that aspect what happens is, they may act for some time as if, okay, we are their favorite, but at some point of that time, they leave. So, leave people for their choices. So, you make a choice for yourself and get connected with yourself, and everything is going to be great, right? Okay. Sagar, good evening, man. Sagari, sorry. Good evening, bro. Sagar, good evening. ఒకరి కోసం మనం ఎందుకు ఏడుస్తున్నామునా? నీ కోసం నువ్వు ఏడవట్లేదు కాబట్టి ఇంకొకరి కోసం ఏడుస్తున్నావు. Simple, Sagar, okay. The same thing what I answered with Raidu is this. So you are giving your life for someone because you are not able to give your life for yourself. So give your life for yourself. See, understand one simple concept, okay? మీరు తెలుగులో అడిగారు కాబట్టి I'll just put this in Telugu because I think you feel comfortable తెలుగులో అయితే. మహేష్ బాబు తనకున్న టైంని అంత దేనికి యూజ్ చేసుకుంటున్నాడు? తన కోసం యూజ్ చేసుకుంటున్నాడా, లేకపోతే స్టార్డమ్ని క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవడానికి, ఫ్యాన్స్ని పెంచుకోవడానికి మనుషుల్ని మీట్ అవుతున్నాడా? గెలుస్తున్న ప్రతి ఒక్కరు, లైఫ్లో సక్సెస్ఫుల్ అవుతున్న ప్రతి ఒక్కరు, సో వాళ్ళు ఇంకొకరికి టైం ఇవ్వట్లేదు, ఇంకొకరి దగ్గర ఇంప్రెషన్స్ని క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవట్లేదు, ఇంకొకరి దగ్గర ఇమేజ్ని డెవలప్ చేసుకోవట్లేదు, ఇంకొకరి దగ్గర పాజిటివ్ స్టాటిస్టిక్స్ని డ్రైవ్ చేయట్లేదు. బట్ వాళ్ళ టోటల్ ఫోకస్ వాళ్ళ మీదనే ఉంటుంది. వాళ్ళ కోసం వాళ్ళు బ్రతుకుతారు. పొద్దున్న నిద్ర లేసిన దగ్గర నుంచి వాళ్ళ గురించి వాళ్ళు ఆలోచించుకుంటారు. వాళ్ళ హెల్త్ని వాళ్ళు మెయింటైన్ చేసుకుంటారు. వాళ్ళ నాలెడ్జ్ని వాళ్ళు అప్డేట్ చేసుకుంటారు. వాళ్ళ స్కిల్స్ని వాళ్ళు డెవలప్ చేసుకుంటారు. వాళ్ళ ఎబిలిటీస్ని వాళ్ళు గ్రో చేసుకుంటారు. వాళ్ళ ఎబిలిటీస్తో, వాళ్ళ నాలెడ్జ్తో ఒకే ప్రపంచానికి ఉపయోగపడడానికి ట్రై చేస్తారు. when they start becoming useful for the world with the abilities and challenges, the skills what they have developed, then the life becomes a celebration. So when you are not able to give time for yourself, when you are putting all the time for others, automatically what happens is things will not be in our hands. Sometimes all the effort we put for others may go in vain. All the effort we put for others may not serve a purpose. In that situation, what exactly is happening is you worry for it. So you cry or you suffer when you are getting connected with others. So don't get connected with others, because everyone has their own aspirations. Everyone has their own goals. Everyone has their own plans. So they cannot give a lot of space for you in their life. They can only give a lot of space for themselves. Probably will occupy a very less space. But when it comes to your life, probably you can give 99% of space for yourself. అండ్ ఆ 99% అంతా నిన్ను నువ్వు ఎన్హాన్స్ చేసుకోవడానికి, నిన్ను నువ్వు డెవలప్ చేసుకోవడానికి, నీ స్కిల్స్ని ఇంప్రూవ్ చేసుకోవడానికి, నీ నెగటివ్స్ని ఓవర్కమ్ చేసి పాజిటివ్స్ని డెవలప్ చేసుకోవడానికి, నిన్ను నువ్వు మౌల్డ్ చేసుకోవడానికి, నిన్ను నువ్వు అందంగా తయారు చేసుకోవడానికి యూస్ చేసుకోగలిగితే, సో అప్పుడు యూ డోంట్ ఫీల్ బ్యాడ్, బికాజ్ యూ డోంట్ డిపెండ్ ఆన్ ఎనీవన్ ఫర్ ఎనీథింగ్. బట్ ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే వీఆర్ మోస్ట్లీ డిపెండెంట్ ఆన్ అదర్స్ ఫర్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్. సమ్వన్ షుడ్ మేక్ అస్ హ్యాపీ, సమ్వన్ షుడ్ లవ్ అస్, someone should show affection on us, someone should do something for us, because we serve them, we spend time with them, we develop expectations on them, and then we get disappointed. See, amma nanna పిల్లల మీద ఆశలు పెంచుకుంటారు. వాళ్ళు ఏదో చేయాలి, వాళ్ళు అది సాధించాలి, వాళ్ళు ఇది సాధించాలి అని. అది అవ్వలేదంటే తర్వాత కూర్చొని వరీ అవుతూ ఉంటారు, డిస్టర్బ్ అవుతూ ఉంటారు, స్ట్రగుల్ అవుతూ ఉంటారు. ఆ థాట్ కలగడం తప్పు కాదు. బట్ నేనేమంటానంటే వాళ్ళ ఆస్పిరేషన్స్తో వాళ్ళ లైఫ్స్ని వాళ్ళు క్రియేట్ చేసుకుంటారు. సో వాళ్ళు ఎలా క్రియేట్ చేసుకుంటారు అనేది వాళ్ళకి సంబంధించిన విషయం. వీఆర్ నాట్ సపోజ్ టు గెట్ కనెక్టెడ్ విత్ అస్ విత్ దట్. ప్రాబబ్లీ ఒక పేరెంట్ పిల్లల మీద ఆస్పిరేషన్స్ పెట్టుకోకుండా తను ఏం క్రియేట్ చేయగలడో దాన్ని క్రియేట్ చేసుకుంటూ, ఆ క్రియేట్ చేసే ప్రాసెస్లో తన లైఫ్ని బెటర్ చేసుకుంటూ, ఇఫ్ యూ కెన్ మేక్ ఎ సెలబ్రేషన్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ హిస్ లైఫ్, దెన్ he can experience it wonderfully, right? But he is not doing the same aspect. He is not doing the same thing. He is not leading life with the same aspect. And that's where all the problem is. Hope you understood this. So don't give your time for others. Don't give your time for improving your life through others. Give your time for yourself. You grow personally, you grow in your skills, you learn the things what you need to learn, you enhance your skills, you enhance your abilities, then automatically I can surely guide you that is going to come into your life. So when you grow in yourself, when you become yourself stronger and better, automatically what happens is people will start respecting you, people will start believing you, people will start loving you so much, then everything is going to change in your life. So life is not outside in. By changing the situations outside, nothing changes inside. But changing the situations inside, everything changes outside. It's inside out. So first focus on yourself, enhance yourself, get stronger. Then automatically there will be people who will cry if they're not getting your time. But you will not cry as someone is not giving importance or time for you. It can be love, it can be affection, whatever it is. So focus on enhancing your skills, develop your skills, focus on empowering yourself, then the life changes automatically. Thank you so much. Hope we had a wonderful time today answering questions. So I thank all the people who asked questions, and I thank all the people who just watched this. Probably you're still giving me a chance wherein I have to improve still. I'll try, I'll enhance my skills, and I'll put myself in a better angle. Let's continue this, and someday we'll definitely come to a stage wherein we'll answer all the questions of the world. We'll be making people understand everything what is suffering them. And we'll see that, okay, everyone is going to celebrate that life wonderfully. Okay, let's make this world a happy place to live in. Okay, thank you guys. Have a nice time. Take care.